Proverbs 16 and verse 4. The Lord had made all things for himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Power of Israel, Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Double honors to mighty men, the elders, and the apostles, and the community, waking up the lost sheep of the house of Israel in these last days. Peace and blessings to everyone doing this truth and humbleness, sincerity. Again, I'm going to say shalom. Quick article, bring out some precepts, and we end the video. International source. It reads, large-scale Ukrainian offense repelled. Kyiv troops have unsuccessfully attempted to break through the front line in Donbas, the defense ministry in Moscow has said. Russian forces have successfully repelled a large-scale offensive by Ukrainian troops along 5 sections of the front line in Donbass, the Russian Defense Ministry said in the early hours of Monday. According to the ministry, the assault began on Sunday morning. The enemy's goals was to breach our defenses in what they assumed was the most vulnerable section of the front line, it said in a statement. The enemy has failed to reach its goal and was unsuccessful, the ministry added. Russian officials said Ukraine had deployed the 23rd and 31st merchandise brigades from its strategic reserves, which was supported in battle by other units. The Ukrainian armed forces have lost more than 250 service members, 16 tanks, 3 infantry vehicles, and 21 armored vehicles, the defense ministry claimed. It released a video of what it said were strikes on Ukrainian military vehicles. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky claimed on Saturday that Kyiv was ready to launch its long-planned counteroffensive. However, the deputy head of his office, Igor Zolkar, stated the same day that Ukraine had still not received enough weapons and ammunition, to mount a successful campaign. Okay, he forgot to add troops. Reading on. Kyiv has recently stepped up artillery and drone attacks on Russian cities, including a UAV raid on Moscow last week. The Russian Defense Ministry said on Sunday evening that troops had repelled an armed incursion into Belgorod region, which borders Ukraine. The Russian Volunteer Corps and the Freedom of Russia Legion, 2 pro-Kyiv groups made up of fighters with neo-Nazi backgrounds, have claimed responsibility for the attack, as they did for similar forays in Russian territory throughout this spring. Belgorod Governor Vyacheslav Gladkov wrote on his Telegram channel early on Monday morning that a drone strike had caused a fire at an energy infrastructure site. He added that there were no casualties and no power outages. That's the end of that article. But I brought that article out to, remind the people, chiefly Israelites, because I'm in a smoke clear. Racism, white supremacy, they don't give a damn about us. Feelings mutual. The other nations don't give a damn about the 12 tribes of Israel. It's the elect job to wake up the elect in these times, to my point. And keep in mind, America, the United States of America is still funding Ukraine, okay, by way of NATO and the other NATO forces out there still attempting to supply Ukraine. The issue with this whole conflict is Ukraine don't have enough men. Okay, well, you got CNN, MSN, ABC, you got all those mainstream news outlets telling you their narrative, but they're not telling you that, you know, Ukraine's on the losing end of this. They've been on the losing end of this conflict, okay? Slovakia. They've been on the losing end of this conflict since it began. Okay. We're gonna just witness the further build up before this judgment. Cause some type of false flag, you know, I anticipate some type of false flag event to cause a great judgment to play out. Okay. And I have to find those articles going into the probability of a dirty bomb being slipped into that Moscow region, and that could definitely set off, you know, that could trigger a hell of a judgment. Because you have to keep in mind, BRICS Plus, they have means to flip a switch and shoot ICBMs to America and shut this place down, going into that judgment, right? Okay, so Israel, keep the commandments and just pray you on the right hand side of this judgment, right? Let's get some scriptures and we're gonna end this video. All right. Gotta keep the commandments and just pray you on the right hand side when the sudden judgment day catches America by surprise, because that's ultimately what's going to play out, right? Let's get the book of Isaiah. Let's get the classic. Let's get Isaiah 13 and 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms and the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, because America is modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. America is also Sodom and Egypt, and that's being made manifest with this pagan celebration that's, you know, going forward for this whole month, right? And they push that vibration annually. That's why it's funny when Christians roll up on camps and push that we're teaching a bad doctrine, but meanwhile the Christians allege God is love, but the God they worship is paganism, witchcraft, Hollywood, Vegas, okay? All manner of wickedness is pushed on the masses here in America. Meanwhile, the brothers just come out the scriptures. So it don't make no sense. The only way to get this truth is to read it based on the precepts, okay? Line upon line, here a little, there a little. But that's the only, okay, that's the only way to get the proper understanding. Not reading it straight through or just ending it in John 3:16 with the wrong understanding the scriptures, right? Let's read that again. Isaiah 13 and 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of Chaldees' excellency shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay. Let's read Jeremiah 51 and 1. Thus saith the Lord, Slakia, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. And that destroying wind is going into them Sarmats. Okay. That's going into that destruction that's going to suddenly overthrow America. Right? And you have to consider the times that we're in right now. The warning signs are there. I want to always repeat this. It is a build-up, but the warning signs are there. Contrary to popular belief, the warning signs are there. And it's very probable. That's why it's urgent to keep these commandments. Okay? let's read Jeremiah 51 and 58. This is going into the destruction. Okay. Jeremiah 51, 58. Thus said the Lord of hosts, the broad walls of Babylon shall be utterly broken, and her high gates shall be burned with fire. And the people shall labor in vain, and the folk in the fire, and they shall be weary. Okay? Because it's like, you know, roughly paraphrasing, the 2 Peter 3 and 10 account. Okay, the Most High that destruction, Salakia, that destruction gonna come as a thief in the night, and most will be caught off guard. People worried about, you know, this party, this event, that event, and kaboom, it's going to end just like that. The chosen going to be delivered, and the wicked going to be burnt to ashes. That's how quick it's going to play out. Then your Joel 3 accounts got to play out, right? You can't ignore the warning signs. So you have to keep these commandments and stand firm in His truth in these troubling days that we live in, right? We're going to end it here. Revelations 18, 8, 9. And we're going to jump to 18. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judged her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. 18. Jump down to 18. And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And that's this, you know, this is truly going into the destruction of America, because it's going to be suddenly taken. That's why I brought out this whole standoff with Russia and Ukraine, because America keep funding it. And it's the ultimate stage for disaster. Not really talking about Russia taking Ukraine, but, you know, those BRICS nations led by Russia and China flip a switch, ICBMs, and America just be wiped out suddenly. Okay. We're going to read Revelations 18 and 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And America, Slakia, is going to be taken in 1 hour. And with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Power of Israel, Yahweh, Ba'Shem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the mighty men, the elders, and the apostles in the community, waking up the lost sheep of the house of Israel in these last days. Peace and blessings to everyone doing this truth and humbleness, sincerity. Israel, I love y'all. We got next. Shalom.